Jason is our hero. Hey guys, welcome to the Roundtable. I'm Amir.
I'm Tim.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Jason.
And today we're talking about Gamescom 2014. Gamescom 2014, is it still going on right now? Like,
I don't know.
believe it's still there. Because I did the gaming news today, and it really was like even under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There really wasn't all that much news. And I just realized now that I said welcome to the Roundtable that I didn't even check if Gamescom was over. Yeah. Oh, by the way, that mutilated spider body that you saw at the beginning, we would like to thank our hero Jason for killing that spider, because this show would not have happened without your heroics, because spiders make me scream like a bitch. and I just can't deal. And that was a really big spider.
Just be glad you don't live in Australia.
It was really like if that spider was a family member, it would need its own bedroom. Like that was.
You wouldn't just shun it, send it away at boarding
Well,
school?
the fact that it's a spider would basically by default, you're like disowned. Like, just get the fuck out of here. Yeah. So this time I had to actually write notes because there was a lot of shit that came out of Gamescom.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't expect it. Was last year this big for Gamescom?
I don't remember anything really.
Gamescom.
Yeah, like Gamescom is kind of like that second. I remember when Tokyo Game Show was a big deal.
Yeah.
But and Gamescom, I know, like last year, it had some kind of impact, and it was kind of coming to its own. But I mean, we keep talking about E3, and E3 is like that big event.
Gamescom
and PAX is really, and
Yeah.
PAX comes up too. PAX is now like the
several
big
of the PAX conventions, right?
Yeah.
PAX
Yeah.
East, PAX.
Yeah, they have like
Whatever
regions,
the
and they have
opposite
Prime, and it's kind of like become like Comic-Con,
Yeah.
where only if you're in the know do you know which one is the Comic-Con.
Lots of indie games and whatnot.
Yeah. All right, so I have this list of really short notes just for topics. So I'll just go through them. We have PlayStation TV was announced. The release date was announced as coming this October.
That's going to be called Vita TV in the U.S., isn't it?
Is it?
I think.
Is it? I feel like I want to say that one. No, I don't think so. Because when I went to, it's possible, but when I went to Walmart, unless their signage is wrong, I actually went to Walmart yesterday and they had like this big sign that said PlayStation TV.
Cool.
But yeah, it might be. I mean, I remember it introduced as Vita TV, but now I see ads for PlayStation TV. So I don't know.
Yeah. It makes more sense that way.
Vita
anyway.
TV in Japan, I think. I think that's what it was. I think it was Vita TV in Japan because Vita is really successful there, especially compared to here.
Yeah.
So PlayStation TV coming in October. So now we have in that slew of software that nobody could possibly afford to buy all the awesome games that are coming out in October. Now you have hardware on top of it.
Yeah.
But I am excited about PlayStation TV because I am moving next month, and I'm going to be doing like a gaming room in the basement, and I think it's really freaking cool to be able to stream games to the living room from the I almost said Vita TV, PlayStation TV.
I have to move my PlayStation 4 around a lot more than I would like to between my living room and my bedroom, and that's something I would be interested in. But if it's not at a really good price point, it's going to be hard.
Oh, it's not.
I mean,
it's
it's $99.
Yeah.
It's like that's several games though.
Yeah, it's 1.5.
Well,
1.5
full
for $10.
Full price.
Yeah,
plenty of good indies.
All right, yeah. So you're the like, I'll buy a game much later kind of guy for a better deal.
Depending.
It just depends on how excited I am for it, and if there are people recommending it to me. Recently, I'm just going to go and talk about this game. I just bought.
You were saying it before.
Yeah. Rogue Legacy. Anybody heard of Rogue Legacy?
Yes. Everybody is saying must play.
Oh, yes. So it came out on PC, I guess, last year, and I didn't get to play it at all. It was on, I think IGN had it on its Game of the Year watch.
Uh-huh.
I don't play games on PC, but it came out on PlayStation 4 PlayStation 3 and Vita, and it's cross-save, cross-buy. And it's ridiculously addictive. Our friend Chris Baker...
Wait, Rogue Legacy is cross-buy? I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. You buy it on PS4, you can play it on your Vita, you can play it on your PS3. And the cross-save functionality works really well because it all just happens. Like, you'll just be going around, it'll say that the cross-save happened. If you turned off your PlayStation 4 and you wanted to pick it up on your Vita, you turn on your Vita, it would say, hey, there's an updated load file, do you want to load it? Yeah, load it up, and you're right back where you left off.
About freaking time.
Yeah, it's really smart, and why haven't they been doing that? But
I don't know. I know that I do that with MLB The Show. I have MLB 14 The Show on the PS4 and on the Vita, and it's always kind of like a download from the... whatever that's called, PlayStation Plus Online Cloud. Yeah, Cloud. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
You got it.
Sorry, spiked coffee. And that's not the camera. That's the camera. We're never going to remember where the freaking camera is.
It's hard.
This one's kind of funny. I don't even know what to say about this. Surgeon Simulator. VR support coming for Surgeon Simulator for Project Morpheus. Now, this is kind of weird because this is not the only game. I don't have it written here, but I did do the gaming news, and there was another game that they said had was developing VR support for Project Morpheus. And so to see that even be a headline anywhere, what the hell? Like, where's Project Morpheus? Like,
yeah, we haven't really heard much about it.
Is it coming out that fast that people are starting to talk about, oh, we're going to support this accessory that's not out? It's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think it's not going to be too far behind.
Yeah. I was actually talking with a friend today online about it when we started to see the VR support, and he was kind of saying he sees a 2015, 2016. And I think what we came up with was it would make sense where 2015, we said before, like in a previous roundtable, that 2015 would be... feels like it would be the next 2008, where like all these big AAA games are all coming out throughout 2015, and that was 2008 for us. I kind of feel like after that well dries up, that right at 2015's E3, we'll see another thing about Project Morpheus when it'll be released, and then we'll see a release in 2016 holiday maybe.
Yeah,
totally speculation, but you know.
So what kind of release date are they talking about for Surgeon Simulator?
They didn't give one. They just said that they're going to support Project Morpheus, which seemed weird because it's coming to PlayStation 4, and that's where it came out.
Yeah.
You know, like that it's coming to PlayStation 4. But
are they saying is the game itself is coming out, and then eventually it's going to support Morpheus?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so they're just I think they're just really just kind of gearing up for it, just to get a little bit of support behind it, even though nothing else has really came out for it.
Yeah.
Just to say, well, here's another little addition that you can do for it.
Cool. Yeah.
Because of course, once it's about to be released is when you're going to start seeing games drop. This supports it. This supports it. This supports it.
Will it be as funny? Because really, Surgeon Simulator is about
that's where I was about to go with that. I mean, like
once it's VR, and you can, I feel like you'd be able to control it better.
Yeah, surely. It's like a glorified game of operation.
Yeah.
In fact, that should be a map.
Actually, I kind of
body.
It would be pretty freaking cool if they came out with that.
Operation for the Morpheus.
Operation.
Family game night
Operation
for the Morpheus.
Any game system. Well, no. Operation for a PlayStation system where you could use the PlayStation Move. That would be dope. That would make me buy a PlayStation Move. I'm sending a letter to Sony.
I've got the Move. You can just borrow mine.
From the guys who made Dead Nation and Resogun, I believe. That was Housemarque,
I think.
Okay. They're making another game called Alienation. It basically, like, from what I'm seeing from footage, it looks like a faster-paced Dead Nation.
Yeah, it was very fast.
Faster-paced, more enemies, higher graphical fidelity. But it basically looked like Dead Nation just with aliens blowing up and flying around.
Yeah. At the time that... Well, I can't really speak to exactly when Dead Nation came out, but when I got my PlayStation 4, it was one of the free games on PlayStation Plus. You know, I checked it out, but... I don't know. I'm sort of inundated with zombie games.
You need to play a co-op.
Top-down zombie game is still kind of, you know... I've played a lot of those, and it just didn't seem all that appealing to me, so I kind of overlooked it. And I haven't
played a co-op?
Really no, I haven't.
we should play a co-op.
Yeah?
Because that's where it shines. That is really a twin stick
You
shooter
do it
co-op.
with PlayShare.
Awesome. Huh?
PlayShare?
Oh yeah, and
Yep.
that's also on here. Firmware 2.0. Great segue. Firmware 2.0. The big thing about Firmware 2.0 for PlayStation 4 was that it will bring PlayShare, which they mentioned when they unveiled the PS4 was going to be a feature where you can kind of virtually hand over the controller to somebody online,
Yeah.
and they could take over the game for you. But what they added to it was that even saying that it would even bring cooperative play, because somebody could take over the second player controller. It's a little weird to me that they're saying like cooperative play is in there, because it almost sounds like they're saying there would be an additional mode added to a single player game or something. So me and Brian Basquet were actually talking about it 2 days ago. We were hanging out. We were doing a Let's Play of Resogun, which is coming soon, and we were wondering if it requires developer support in order for that to even work or not.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I hope
It
not.
said
I
co-op
hope
and
not.
competitive play.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And I mean, like, I understand that PlayShares take over the controller, but once they go into the whole co-op and competitive play, it's like,
Yeah.
well, do you need developer support for that? Because that would have to be written in, wouldn't
You'd
it?
think.
You can't just have a controller all of a sudden work without some kind of coding. Let's talk about something that has me crazy freaking excited. And I'm not alone. I'm sure if you're even watching this, you're a core gamer and you're crazy excited too.
Let's do it.
PT was a demo that was mentioned. I still haven't played it. I'm crazy excited, but I haven't played it because I haven't had time at all. PT was announced as a horror game, as an independent horror game on PlayStation 4. Demo coming out immediately during the Gamescom 2014 Sony conference, and they were saying download it, play it. People played the demo. When they got to the end, it was... I kind of wish it wasn't spoiled for me, but I mean,
Yeah.
shit, I didn't have the time to play it. I was still excited to read the news nonetheless. At the end of the demo, spoiler alert, at the end of the demo, credits rolled up showing Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and then the protagonist turns his face around and reveals that he's Norman Reedus, actor from The Walking Dead. So he'll be the star of the game. And it turned out that PT was actually what they stood for. We discovered this together today. PT stood for Playable Teaser. And the Playable Teaser was for Silent Hills. And you were watching the video. I refused to look at it. I just set up the table. I didn't want to see it. What did you guys think? Because you were watching some kind of walkthrough. What turned you guys onto it?
It's very interesting. It's very Silent Hill. It's got that creepy factor going big time, and of course the puzzles of like just kind of like what the fuck type puzzles.
yeah,
But because it does just watching a couple, it's stuff that you wouldn't glance over or just wouldn't even really think about, and then it starts to make sense. But I liked it a lot, and I'm not a big creepy like. I haven't played what was that one that y'all keep talking about?
Outlast.
Yeah, I haven't played that at all. I've seen it, but I haven't played it at all. And I
watched
haven't really
walkthroughs.
played the last actual scary game I've played. It's probably been Dead Space because and it was the first one. Cause the
And
first
that is
one was
intense.
Scary.
Yeah, and that was intense.
But I love that game, and this one, I have a feeling like I think who was it that we were saying that said in an interview, Hideo Kojima said that we want to make a game that will make you shit your pants.
I love that it translated. It was like, horror games will make you pee your pants, but we want this game to make you shit your pants. I was like, that is the best freaking quote ever.
Oh, man.
Ever.
And I
So Jeff-
think it will succeed, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there was so many parts in that walkthrough where he's just like standing there because he knows something's about to happen. I was like, oh, dude, that's just how I play Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I know I have to go through this door. I don't want to go through that door.
It's funny also going back to the shit your pants thing, because I just realized, like, is something going on with Hideo Kojima where he's like obsessed with
Yes.
shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand this
Everywhere.
crap.
It's in everything that
Have
he
you
does.
looked-
No pun intended. I just
You-
realized I said crap.
You've played Metal Gear Solid.
Like we
right?
talked before, yeah, we
Yeah.
talked
Yeah.
before about Metal Gear Solid 4 and how it had like the walkers or whatever those Metal Gears were.
Yeah.
defecating
geckos?
and making
The
cow
geckos.
noises.
Yeah.
And then we had
Love
the
it.
shitting horse and the Metal Gear Phantom Pain.
Not to
What?
mention, not
And
to
the
mention
guy-
Akiba.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
what's
Johnny.
What's his name? Because he's in.
Yeah, I
two
can't
or
believe
three
you
of
know
Yeah,
them.
that guy
Yeah.
comes in and steals the girl.
Yeah.
And he was the dipshit in the jail cell. Got his ass
Which, by
kicked.
the way, is brilliant.
Yeah.
Totally brilliant. And, so then just to... Oh, man.
I gotta say,
Now he wants the player to shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
So...
I think it's, I haven't seen the teaser. I haven't played it. I haven't seen anything from it. You guys are excited about it, and I'm excited.
I'm just excited
about
about the credits, like the
It's
people
like-
that are involved.
Because
It's
it's
crazy
using
to
the
me.
Snake engine too, so
Okay.
it is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, the Fox engine.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
it. It's just really
Incredible.
smart the way they did that. First of all, to come to Gamescom and make an announcement and say, here's what we're doing, here's what we're getting you excited for, but you can play it right now. And not only that, it apparently works its way up to this big reveal. There's a lot of, I guess, mystery about what it's about with just, the acronym title. And then it gets to the end and it drops Hideo Kojima's name, Guillermo del Toro. I can't talk right now, but he's a big horror guy. And it's water.
Are you spiked
It's
too?
water.
It's water. Okay. Mine is Irish coffee.
All right.
And I'm not Irish, so it affects me a lot harder. Harder? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just think it's
effective.
really, really smart
That's
the
it.
way that they're approaching that to get people excited about
Not
it and
Spike.
get people talking about it.
Wow.
It's a horror game renaissance. We're on the precipice of it.
Well, actually, that's a good point because I just read an article. This is off topic, I know, but I
There's
just
no
read,
off topic.
that they're Capcom's wanting to remake, and I think they're going for
Yes.
remake
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the first Resident
Yes.
Evil.
Yes.
Yes.
Which-
And they're going to be using the GameCube format, so it's like a remaster of a remaster.
yeah, which that one
Or
on
remake.
itself was already creepy and messed
Yeah.
up as
Yeah.
it was, but
I'm really
the original
excited about
Resident
that.
Evil was the first time I really, really got scared from a video game.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it before, so I'm not going to go into why. But I think it's also the only time that a game was, especially a horror game, was remade on GameCube in 2002. And then when that happened and I played that one, I was terrified all over again.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And now they're going to remaster that. And you know what? I'm not even as excited about that as I am excited about the idea, the possibility that will be successful, and then they'll do the same thing for Resident Evil 2. Because that is my favorite. That's my personal
that's
favorite.
pretty much everyone's favorite. I just wish, and honestly, I just hate what the path of Resident Evil's gone down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 and 2 were great. 3 was actually not bad. I played it a lot, but it's not as good as 2.
3 was
but it's
Nemesis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Nemesis.
And then 4 rebooted it and made it great again.
Incredible.
And then 5 was and then 6 was absolutely garbage.
I think Nemesis could have been a lot better. We're totally going.
Yeah.
But whatever. I think Nemesis could have been a lot better if it didn't have those really difficult, clunky controls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
Because,
I
you
love
know-
that game. That one would make it for an incredible remake.
Yeah, but the controls have to change.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's really the thing that's really holding, I think, that franchise back. Once the protagonist can take flight, like just run away from
Yeah.
crap without having to go.
They need,
You know.
In fact, they could
Worked wonders
I always
for
argue
Tomb Raider,
this
doesn't it?
Because with Resident Evil 4 and 5, both of them, as soon as you aimed, you had to stop.
Yeah.
Dead Space had already came out and proved that you can
Yeah.
move around and do a lot more freedom with your
Yeah.
character, and it can still be extremely scary.
Yeah.
And even Dead Space itself, I think. Oh, look at that!
Uh-oh.
That's Brian. Hold on. Brian. Brian. Joe.
Who's Joe?
Who the hell's Joe?
Are you doing a show?
Oh yeah, we're doing a show. We're doing a show with Joe.
Doing a show with Joe?
Joe
Yeah,
says hi.
G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe.
Well, what do you know?
We were actually talking. We were totally off on a tangent. We were supposed to be talking about Gamescom, but now we've moved on.
You moved on.
We moved on. We
Everything
moved on.
you want to talk about Gamescom.
I have to
got
say
the
something
more
real quick.
things, such as
We moved on to the Resident Evil remakes that are the Resident Evil remaster that's coming. But Tim said that he had something to say.
Well, it just seems like We're not even sure if they can hear Brian.
No, we're not.
But they can hear you.
Oh. Is that because I'm like really...
Yeah.
Really...
You're like, hey, Brian!
Brian! Yeah, I can't help it. Every time I'm on a speakerphone, I feel like I need to
do the
yell.
same thing.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, shit, if you yell at me, I'm going to yell back at you. And that's what I feel like Brian is doing.
I just think
Why are you
it'll be
yelling at
funny
me,
if...
Brian?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What are you saying?
Brian, hold on. I'll bring this a little closer to the mic just in case. But Brian, were you able to watch Gamescom?
Yeah, I got to watch bits and pieces of all of the events. So, yeah, I have to say, after seeing the follow-ups, I still think probably SharePlay is the biggest deal to come out of Gamescom. Did you guys talk about that?
Yeah, we only talked about it. We only talked about it briefly. But did I get it wrong? I called it Play Share. You're calling it SharePlay.
SharePlay.
I feel like maybe I'm now like my mom, who's a foreigner, and everything that she says is like the words are backwards. You know. So is it Play Share or is it SharePlay?
Tomato.
Okay.
Whatever that was called.
All right.
It still is the biggest thing to come out of Gamescom, I think.
I think so too, but I think so. I mean, I'm excited most about that. But me and you were talking about it a couple of days ago. That well, tell them what confused you about it.
Well, it was whether or not the devs would have to do anything, and if the already released games would be supported. If this is going to be a situation like trophies where, it had to be coded in and you wouldn't, or it have to be patched or anything like that. And, but since we had that conversation, Shuhei went on the record and said none of that was going to be necessary.
Wait,
Wow.
Shuhei said what?
He said the devs wouldn't have to do anything.
Oh.
Really? So when did that happen?
This was, he was talking to, it was either IGN or Kotaku or somebody, it said that there wouldn't be anything that the devs would have to do, it would just work.
All right, cool. Well, just in case nobody could hear you on the mic, I'm just going to repeat what you said, is that Shuhei had said in an interview, we don't know with which media outlet yet, but Shuhei had said that they don't need developer support for Play Share, SharePlay, depending on what nationality you are.
Yeah, exactly. And it will, and it sounds like, what you were talking about with games like TAC, that they have this offline multiplayer, that they're going to be able to just, invite somebody, hey, join the game, and they'll be able to connect and basically sort of stream the game from your machine. He actually described it as a mini PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, for one person to have the game and the other person, that not having to have it, I guess that's the only way it really could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
That's
But it
cool,
also
though.
means...
Go ahead.
Sorry, Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying go ahead. You go ahead.
No.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Fine then.
All right, but it also means kind of like if you did with Steam, it has that sharing feature that whenever the game's running from your PlayStation, that's all that can be running. It's not like you can say, hey, beat this level in Last of Us for me while I watch Netflix. Doesn't really work that way. It's like whatever the PlayStation is doing, that's what it's doing.
Well, damn it, Brian, I want to watch Mad Men.
Oh, right.
Yes, I want to watch Mad Men. Or Orange is the New Black. And you can go and do all the stealth parts in Last of Us that everybody hates.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were also touching on that PT demo and that surprise ending that it had, and we totally spoiled it for anybody watching. Did you get to play that demo?
No, because I'm a loser. I don't have PlayStation 4 yet.
I keep freaking forgetting that.
You gotta rub it in.
Yeah, All right. Well, Secretly, I never forget it. I just keep reminding you that you're missing out on a lot of shit.
No, I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware. Just like the other day, I swear to God, this guy tells me we're playing Resogun, and it's the first time that I logged in. You can, with the 2-player, you can log in as yourself, even though I don't have PlayStation 4. And of course, when you log in the first time, it's just like, set up your PlayStation connectivity. You know, set your sharing preferences. Do all of these things on the PlayStation Network. And I'm just like trying to hurry up and get through. He's like, no. Take your time. Go ahead and get it set up the way you want it. I'm just like, yeah, no, I see what you're doing there. PlayStation 4, that's what you're saying.
Well, Brian, I mean, come on, realistically, you're not going to be without a PlayStation 4 forever. So, I mean, if you already have your hands on one and you're setting up your network, you might as well do it now, and then when you get it, you just power it on and play. You will thank me when you get your PS4 and save that 10 minutes. And you'll call me while I'm doing a show, and you'll tell me, dude, you saved me 10 minutes, fuck your show. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. What you were thinking. Yeah.
Okay, actually,
I
while...
appreciate your consideration.
Okay, while I have you on the phone, because you are a PC gamer, Jason is also a PC gamer, and he's joining us today because Jessica ditched us.
Bum, bum, bum.
Damn it. But anyway, I wanted to talk about DayZ, because it was announced that DayZ was coming to the PlayStation 4. And DayZ right now is an early access game. We talked previously about early access and its advantages, disadvantages. But DayZ is coming to PlayStation 4. Originally in, what was it, Arma 2? An Arma 2 mod?
Yeah. It was a mod for Arma 2, yeah.
Yeah, and then became a standalone release on PC, still in early access. And now DayZ is coming to PlayStation 4. But here is what's weird. PlayStation... Sony had also announced that H1Z1, which is being made by Sony, published by Sony itself, is also coming, which seems to be the same concept, a multiplayer, survive in an open world zombie game.
Yeah.
How do you feel? We'll start with you, Brian, since you're on the phone. How do you think those two can coexist? By the way, I said zombie and all the dogs in the neighborhood
like,
now.
what is that?
This is the coolest shit in the world.
Coyotes or something.
They're going to get revenge for their spider friend.
You got the spine.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was about to say that one, the metal casing on this HTC is pretty nice. Have you ever been inside one of these things? It's pretty cool. It's just pretty fantastic, and his camera is much sharper. Really in focus, let me tell you what.
I'm glad you're loving the inside of my HTC.
You should shake them.
I think that qualifies as branding, though.
Put me down.
I think that qualifies as branding, though, so now I don't know if I have to censor every time we say HTC. But I'm not going to. Because I'm a dick.
Huge tinfoil catamaran. Okay, job done. That's what I was referring to, obviously.
You were referring to me being a dick?
I think you made up a different acronym for it.
Oh.
Yeah. How about we just make a noise? That's good.
Okay. All right.
This is good stuff. I like it.
All right, so...
I was just going to say, well, Silent Hill and Resident Evil were able to coexist on Sony platforms, and they're very similar styles of games, so I don't think that there'll be any problem with DayZ and H1Z1.
So you don't think that there will be any kind of impact, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic here, because this is where my head is at. My head is at, if DayZ and H1Z1 are coming out, let's say they come out at the same time. I mean, we have a lot of money that's going to be poured into H1Z1 because that's Sony. And they have a lot of money and resources to pull into that. But DayZ, we're talking about, some independent guy who created a mod, then eventually got like this big release that is always having to be developed and worked on, which is why it's an early access game. And now it's going on to the PlayStation 4 with something that's... probably going to have AAA level money put into it. Do you think that DayZ can shine as bright on a PlayStation 4 with H1Z1 present as it would shine on a PC?
Well, I mean, Sony's not stupid. They're not going to release it if they're not going to make any money off of it, or they're not going to support it, and they're not going to, spend the money to bring it to the console or to lure him over there. So, they'll definitely stagger the release, and then you don't know if there's going to be some sort of like cross-platform, because that could be huge. Like if DayZ comes out and it's cross-platform between PS4 and PC, I mean, that's just one of those intangibles we just don't know.
Has there been any cross-platform games? Like, everybody keeps talking about if this could be cross-platform, but I don't recall any games that worked well. I know that there was intention to have some games.
I know one
Or
at first for a while
cross-platform
was
online.
like Destiny. They were saying it was, and then like it's still mixed. And sometimes you still hear, is it going to be that or not?
Right,
And it's,
right.
Even though it's not.
It's like sometimes you'll hear that a game intends to be cross-platform online, but then it ends up
Yeah.
not being capable of doing it. And that it's more trouble than it's worth. And I'm curious if that's the reason Elder Scrolls Online is having issues, because that was another game that I think they said they wanted it to be cross-platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did. And it still hasn't even came out for the PS4 yet. has
No.
it?
And actually it was delayed, and then they didn't even give it a release date after the delay. They were just like,
I don't even really think it's worth the time now because I mean
Yeah.
how they were expecting it to do extremely well, which it did, but then it just kind of just dropped.
And I hear it's a great game, so it's a shame. But
Yeah.
they're,
But it's still very, very hard to go up against WoW. WoW's still
WoW is
Absolutely.
suffering though.
it's
WoW-
suffering, but you're about to drop the next expansion. You already know that those numbers are going to rise right back up
Yeah.
for a while.
Very true.
Yeah. But what do you while we have Brian on the phone, I don't want to give this phone all the attention. So, what do you guys think? DayZ and H1Z1. Do you think they can? Do you think DayZ has a shot in the PlayStation ecosystem?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, Sony's not stupid. I don't think they'd be trying to get it out there along with. I'm blanking. What's the other one? H1Z1. Yeah, I don't think they'd be trying to put them both out if they didn't think there was room for both of them to work. And I mean, you look at all the video games. Think about all the zombie games that are out there. They kind of happen together often, but yeah, it's not really a franchise that I'll probably be playing. But I think mostly what it's going to boil down to is, what are the games doing right? What are they doing differently? How are they separating themselves? And right now, I don't know. We don't have enough information.
Hey Brian, are you able to hear Tim?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yay.
All right, very cool. Well, his mouth is the furthest away from the phone, really, from the microphone. So then we're good to go. What else do we have here? Okay, this actually wrote this note, and it did look cool. Ninja Theory announced that they are making a new game. Now, let me give you the play-by-play. I'm watching the press conference, and I see like these eyes of a character in the trailer. They're about to announce, Ninja Theory is about to announce this game, and I say, "Wow, is that the girl from Heavenly Sword? Are they going to bring a Heavenly Sword sequel?" And then it cuts away, and you see like the person holding the sword. It looks like the freaking Heavenly Sword. It's got writing on the blade and everything, and they bleed on it, and I'm like, this is totally a Heavenly Sword sequel. I'm so psyched. I want this game. And then turns out that the game has nothing to do with Heavenly Sword. They're calling it a new IP, but they called it Hellblade.
They're saying it. Wait, okay, so they're saying it's a completely new IP.
Yeah, they're saying it's a new IP, but the assets are the same. It looks like one of the girls from Heavenly Sword.
Well, I'm pretty
I
sure
forget her name, but
I'm
she's
pretty
like
sure
a
that the
supporting
character is the sister of
Yes.
the main character.
So you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that a new IP at all?
That's what I'm saying. And that girl
Yeah.
doesn't even use a sword. She was the bow and arrow chick.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She got dark in her teen years or whatever.
She saw some shit.
Yeah.
She did see some shit.
She went to hell and back.
Hellblade.
She brought a sword.
But seriously, I mean, you're like, okay, I'm going to create a new IP, but you make all the assets look the same as an old IP. And then you say, well, how can we make this seem original? I know. We'll call it the exact opposite of our original IP, and we'll call it Hellblade.
I thought the same thing when I first heard about it. I never would have made the connection until that they were, talking about it was Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
The people who made it. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's the exact opposite.
What was the other game that they said that they made that was a big deal? Brian, do you know? The guys that are making Hellblade, Heavenly Sword, there was another IP that they made. I know that Ninja Theory is also the one that does Ninja Gaiden, right?
It's Team Ninja.
That's Team Ninja.
That's Team Ninja. Sorry, different ninja company.
Yeah, man.
They did DMC as well, didn't they?
Oh, the most recent Devil May Cry,
yeah.
The most
Devil
recent
May
one.
Cry.
I was
DMC.
gonna say,
Okay.
I played a game where it popped up with Ninja Theory when I started.
I gotta say, DMC, not impressive to me.
Yep.
Hopefully nobody hates me for that. Let's go through another thing that I found humorous for me.
There's a bug in your drink, I'm sorry.
There's a bug in my drink.
Yeah, I just saw it go
Is it
in.
a spider?
Jason? No, it's okay. It's the flying kind,
It's a
so he'll
protein
just
bug.
go away when
Yeah.
I get back to my. Plus, it's an Irish coffee.
Yeah.
So it's all right. It's all
I
right.
am proceed.
Irish coffee, yes. This is a very sloppy round table, Brian. I am not at my best at all.
I'm at a low point today, guys.
Yeah, I am. You should also know that the show almost didn't happen, Brian, because there was a really big spider, and I'm a total pussy. I can't handle like any, especially spiders. I don't like spiders, and this was a really big one. But luckily we had Jason here, and he saved us all. He went into a phone booth. And he came out with a cape and spandex, and he just punched the spider into oblivion. It was awesome.
He made it nice and dramatic for us, too.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool.
He was always in control.
Yeah.
When you said punched him into oblivion, I had this image in my head of the spider actually like digitizing and winding up in Elder Scrolls.
It's going to end up haunting your mods now.
Well,
man.
that's exactly what happened, Brian. That's exactly what happened.
I'm sorry that I missed it. That was you.
Yep. You can get the mod now. just subscribe to it on Steam.
The spider mod.
So the other thing that was humorous to me, and the reason it was humorous is not because I'm trying to knock it. It's humorous to me because I don't understand it. And it was at Xbox One's conference. Hopefully somebody could shed some light for me. The Halo channel.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? We have a Halo channel, a Halo show, which I think is Halo Nightfall, but then there's other Halo brand stuff, and then there's Halo 5 coming out, and then there's Halo Master Chief, and it's kind of like, why don't they just call it Halo 1 instead of Xbox One?
See what you did there.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, actually. They could have called it the Xbox Halo.
Yes!
And then,
And that would have actually been a better name.
Yeah, than one.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think what the Halo channel is a result of the Xbox TV initiative, the studios getting axed, and they're just keeping all of the Halo stuff. So
Wait a minute. What about the TV stuff getting hacked?
Yeah.
So they're not doing the TV stuff now? Did they back away from that?
They canceled it.
Yeah.
But they did come
got
out that
rid
they
of all
canceled
that.
it, but some of the stuff like the Halo stuff
The
they
new
keep going.
CEO, Satya Nadella, said, we're not going to do any of that crap. I know we announced it at E3, but we're not doing that.
That's
But we're
great.
still doing all the Halo stuff. So I think that the Halo channel is what's left. They're just like, well, what of this TV stuff will likely make us money and be popular? Like, the Halo stuff. Okay. Well, we'll make a channel that's got all of that. It could be the place that you go to for all things Halo. So it combines the previous media universe, Forward Unto Dawn and all that kind of stuff with the new things that they're doing, and they can hype Halo 5 Guardians and just all Halo.
Yeah. That makes a little more sense.
Oh, man.
Because I thought they said that the channel was reminiscent of some app Halo app that they had.
Yeah.
Or
It
something.
is. It was kind of like what they did with Waypoint, which was originally kind of like following how your standings and reach and stuff like that, and eventually it integrated also 4, and they're just really trying to expand it more and then throw in more stuff, because that's what Waypoint was showing all behind the scenes stuff. Here's stuff that's coming out, and also here's your character, how's your kill death rates going, all the medals you're averaging, and all stuff like that. Which it really wasn't that bad, but like Reach was still one of my personally favorite ones. 4 was okay, but I wish they would kind of like, I think because when Bungie left, it kind of lost a little bit. It's still okay, but it's just.
That's why I can't believe that it's still such a massive thing.
Well, it's already got the following.
Yeah.
but
And
still.
it's a tried and true formula that pretty much, I mean, you see it in all games nowadays. 2 guns you can only ever have. Most shooters now, you have some form of a shield up, and then eventually then you get kit drop fast, vehicle options, stuff like that. I mean, it's tried and true. That's what everyone's going with.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of am very, very interested in hearing, this is way the hell off topic, but hearing that the new Doom.
Oh, yeah.
There's no leaked images because they showed it at QuakeCon to certain people, and everyone coming out saying it is amazing and it's back to its roots.
I tried to get in on that beta. I guess it was already down or something, but when a bug landed on my face, awesome. I guess you got access to the beta with Wolfenstein.
Yep.
But it wouldn't work for me, and that was really disheartening because that was the last day of the Destiny beta that I also missed.
Yeah. That is sad. It sucks that you missed that, dude.
I know. But, it's okay. We're almost there.
I think we should also discuss, and I don't want to make this about stats, because Gamescom, we're discussing Gamescom and talking about stats sucks, but, and not to toot PlayStation's horn, I just think that it's really important that we discuss this right now. PlayStation 4 sold, not shipped, sold 10 million units. That's what they announced at Gamescom. Now, that puts it at still the fastest selling
That's really
console of all time so far. And, I mean, that's a 10 million install base. To put that into perspective, that is already 25% of PS3's install base in less
not
than a
even
year.
a year in, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really, really.
And when we say of
Wow.
all time, that includes PlayStation 2. Now, PlayStation 2 at one point was touted as like, it's so surpassed console that it was getting to the point of install base of cable boxes in regions. So, I mean, PS4 selling 10 million units in under a year. I mean, we're in the middle of history right now. Like this is gaming becoming super mainstream.
And it's also really important to note that you're saying sold, not shipped, because especially because the numbers that you see Microsoft putting out, they're talking about how many, those numbers include how many are sitting on retailers' shelves.
Yeah. And that's and that's not a thing to bash on Xbox at all.
No.
As a matter of fact, if anything, me and Brian were actually talking about our original roundtable. Brian couldn't be here. I wanted him to be here for the roundtable discussion that we will have. But and that is based on PlayStation outselling Xbox 3-1, and I don't even know if that 1 in the 3-1 is shipped.
Yeah.
But it's kind of bad because we're seeing the Wii U fail, and I mean it sucks that I have to use that word, but that's really what's going on. The Wii U is failing to sell. The Xbox One, they almost appear to be scrambling because they keep changing their messaging. They keep changing. Like we just said, they canceled the TV thing. It's like, really? You just announced that. It's not even been a year. You're already backpedaling on a million different things. It's kind of scary because, let's face it, PlayStation is kicking ass now. But next gen, if they see that they're so far ahead of competition and competition just can't do anything to keep up and they develop such a strong name, without competition, PlayStation's not going to be the PlayStation we know because they can get stale, they can get stagnant, and that can affect that can affect the entire industry because we saw what happened before the resurgence of video games. We got into the dark ages because nothing moved forward.
Yeah.
So that's a bit scary, but that's for another roundtable. But I did want to mention the 10 million because I mean we really need to recognize that we're in the middle of gaming history right now.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. Surely they had some kind of projections for what they would actually sell, how many units they would sell for the year.
Way
and it
beyond
makes
it.
me wonder.
Yeah, Sony's way beyond it. I
Yeah.
think actually, Brian,
Yep.
are you in front of a computer by chance?
Not well. If you count a cell phone, I mean, I am in a computer. I'm in a computer right now. Hold your hand. Yes, sir, I am. What can I search for you?
Actually, don't even worry about it because I forgot. Because I am drinking a spiked coffee. So I don't even. Where am I? What is this place?
I'm going to search it.
Now, all right. Two things that I think Microsoft is doing right, and the second of which anybody who's watching, and maybe even you guys here at the table, will probably want to kick me in the face for. But the first one being Xbox shooting back. They want they're getting the Evolve beta first, exclusively actually, in January. So while the PlayStation 4 had their 1 week extra, yeah, that sounded very painful.
That's what I keep telling you.
I got a stiff neck sometimes.
PlayStation 4 had the Destiny beta 1 week longer than Xbox One. Xbox One got it a week later, but now we have a completely exclusive beta for Evolve. The second thing that I want to mention, because that's not really a big deal, but that one happens in January. But the second thing I wanted to mention was this crazy freaking controversy after it was announced Rise of the Tomb Raider would be exclusive to the Xbox One, which we now know is timed. How long, we don't know for, but I still think that this is a really awesome move for Microsoft. Because I'm sure that was a very, very expensive investment.
How much did they
to
have
get
drop
Rise
for
of
that?
Tomb Raider to be exclusive, even if it was for freaking 30 days. It probably cost them a fortune.
It's really, really weird when you think of an IP like Tomb Raider, and especially now being coupled with Square Enix.
Yeah,
those are PlayStation names.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
That's a lot of money that they had to spend.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
And I mean, like we just talked about 10 million PlayStation 4s are sold. It's important to note that the way exclusives work, that when you want to have a game exclusive, if you're a console manufacturer and you want a game to be exclusive, the install base changes how much you have to pay. I mean, Rise of the Tomb Raider coming out on Xbox One. Xbox One, we said before, 3-1 was the sales numbers that PS4 was outselling Xbox One 3-1. That means if you want an exclusive on Xbox One and you're Xbox and you offer money, you need to offer 3 times more to the developer to get that as an exclusive than you would on PlayStation, because you're basically supplementing how many sales they would lose. So to get Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox cost them 3 times more than it would have cost Sony, and they got it.
Well, and I thought, too, just how much they talked about the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition on PS4 being such a great thing. I was surprised to see that they would go...
Yeah, totally. I mean, I was pissed off. I'm not going to say I wasn't pissed off. I was totally pissed off. But I do think that for Microsoft themselves, that has now become a system seller instead of just another third-party game that people will just choose which system they want it on. Brian, what do you think? Where are you on that controversy?
Well, I mean, as far as Microsoft, the move with Tomb Raider, I mean, it's all about the money, right? And the ability to say exclusive for any amount of time is a big deal. And of course, they've had Call of Duty locked up for forever as far as like DLC and things of that nature. Which, by the way, speaking of Call of Duty, even though I brought it up myself, the Wii U, the Black Ops 2 for Wii U actually finally got like DLC, free DLC.
2 years later.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yes, I heard about that.
It's crazy. But anyway.
Yes, Nintendo.
Anyway,
Oh.
And that's sort of the thing. But I do want to make a quick correction. It's just like we are in the midst of this big change, and Microsoft has to do a lot of things, and they're in the midst of a big restructuring. They bought up Nokia and sold off most of it as far as the people go, and it's not just Xbox, it's all of Microsoft is going through sort of a transformation because it just got a new CEO and they're trying to reform the company. So we're going to see...
That's very bad timing.
We're going to see Microsoft... Go ahead.
It's very bad timing to launch hardware because that's it. The games industry is dependent on install base.
Yeah.
We've seen, we've seen the PlayStation 3 sell at a $285 launch at, a $285 loss at launch because they knew that they needed an install base for a company to do a restructuring and impact that piece of hardware that requires an audience in order to succeed. I don't think that's a very good time to be restructuring, but whatever. That's just me, and sorry I interrupted. Go ahead. It's the whiskey talking.
But it has to do a lot with Steve Ballmer and the legacy that he left behind, and just the policies that he had in place. And Microsoft, I think, is making a lot of positive changes anyway in other realms. But anyway, just really quickly, back to your point about 25%, the PlayStation 4 having 25% of the install base of PS3. It's actually more like it's more along the lines of about an eighth of the install base.
You're right. You're right. For some reason, I thought it was 40 million, but it is. It's 80 million. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I just wanted.
Yeah, the install base of PS3 is 80 million.
Yeah.
For some reason, I took the 80 million in my head and I halved it instead of taking the 80 million and doubling it. Sorry. But thank you for the correction. So yes, an eighth. But that's still fastest selling.
And the thing is like even though and I think that was just first quarter actually as I'm looking at it, because if PS4 sold 10 million and we've got Xbox shipped 5 million, it's probably not quite 3 to 1 like since launch. But that 5 million number for the Xbox, they're already I think about or past what the Wii U has sold since its launch.
Jeez.
So I think the Wii U is somewhere around 6 million, I think, is where they're
probably got a large spike from Mario Kart too.
Now that I think those last numbers were from before like Mario Kart was released, though. So
yeah,
they did boost since then.
Yeah, and Mario Kart did extremely well, and I know that it did push consoles.
And then you still have Smash coming out, so that's probably going to boost it more.
Yeah, Smash is going to boost it more, and we know that open world Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people need to change their underwears after they heard about that.
It looks like
I know I did.
It looks like Sony had predicted that when the PS4 launched, they predicted by the end of the year, the calendar year, that they would be at 3 million, and projected that they would be at about 5 million by March. And I think that's pretty much exactly where it was.
Really?
Somewhere around there. February, March, something like that. I think they got around 5 million.
I think the thing that's great about what Sony's doing is that the issue with the PS2 is that it was selling way too fast for them to meet demand. And of course that happened with the PS4 as well, but the amount of units they were able to push with the PS4 was way bigger.
Yeah.
And so I think they're on par to make history again and have that PlayStation 4 be still the best-selling console of all time. You guys keep talking. I'm going to go check that mixer over there because I've never seen that light on before, and I'm curious if we're running really hot.
Yeah, we might want to.
But you guys keep going at it. Tim, you look at this with us. I'm going to go check some. I'm going to go check some shit with my whiskey pig.
Well. Looks like we have some news if I don't pull everything off the table.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Never mind.
You suck, Tim. I had to stop you before you fucked it all up.
That was my one shining moment.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, if there's anything that I'm seeing on this list that got me excited, it was Geometry Wars. Yes.
And you
I can't even
introduced me
fucking
to
think
it.
about how excited I am about that. Holy crap! I don't even have anything else to say. It's incredible.
That's it.
I've been
Geometry
wanting
Wars. End of
this.
show. Goodbye.
I've been wanting this for so long, and I guess Sierra's doing it now.
Wasn't it Sierra before?
Was it?
I feel like it was because the way the headline was reading was Sierra's alive and well,
Yeah.
and they're reviving old franchises. So I felt like it was their old IPs.
Yeah. That was
do you guys
kind
know?
of the verbiage.
Anybody
of it.
else know if Sierra was the original?
Never had a.
I never. Even
I do know.
Heard of it, but I never
I
played it.
would do research to see if anything was coming out on it, and I read an article. Whoever did it before, they basically said that there weren't going to be any sequels. Now that I think they put something out on iOS and stuff like that, but who really wants to play a twin stick shooting game
Yeah.
on a touch screen?
But speaking of iOS,
Kind of like BioShock. They're bringing BioShock
To phone.
to phones.
I think it speaks volumes to what phones can do now,
Oh.
and how far games are going to be able to go, and how quickly.
In terms of the hardware and the power, yeah, they can run it. But does that mean that they should? Absolutely
No,
not. That is not the type
How
of
you
game
gonna
that
pick
you
up all
want to do
that
that with.
detail on a.
Yeah.
Well, even the
Probably
gameplay.
not, but-
There's going to be a lot of changing gameplay with, especially
Absolutely.
with as detailed as
And there's
BioShock.
an immersion to playing something like that, a game like that on the big screen. That was a creepy game. The first BioShock was very scary. I'm not going to be looking at my phone
No.
or even my tablet and getting freaked out while I'm walking down the street or sitting on a bus.
But let's think about it for a second. We're core gamers. We want to be in front of our TVs. We want to have the best graphics we could possibly get, the best experiences we could possibly have. BioShock, I mean, technically, if you wanted to have the best experience, you don't go to BioShock because that is dated now.
Yeah.
So you want to get the highest graphical fidelity. You're going to go to something more current. The thing that we have to think about, though, is that there's a lot of people that play video games that are still on the entry level and they play on their phones. They may be playing Candy Crush on Facebook or Mob Wars or whatever's going on right now on Facebook games. I'm not into that stuff. Or people that are playing Angry Birds still on their phones, or Flappy Bird had like that big, was all the rage for a little bit until the designer went apeshit crazy. But think about those people on the entry level that all of a sudden are playing a game and it's BioShock.
Yeah, okay.
Now they're starting to get a core experience and they get really immersed in this while they're sitting on their train going to work or wherever it is that they are.
I understand where you're coming
A
from.
lot in transition.
Yeah.
No, I know it eludes a lot, but now when they see a commercial for another BioShock coming out on a PlayStation 4 sometime whenever, and that commercial comes on, they're going to be like, whoa, that's what BioShock really is. Check out this trailer. They become gamers now. If they really enjoyed it on that phone and that little budget experience, and they really got into it, all of a sudden, these people now become gamers. I mean, like we started as, on Nintendo playing Super Mario. I loved Kung Fu, and I loved fighting Mr. X.
Oh, I remember that game.
But, eventually we grew up with the games. That was our entry point. And this is what the industry is talking about now, that if Nintendo goes out, where is that entry point now? How do we introduce new gamers? I think, like, if a core experience comes to mobile, I think that's an awesome push to get people, to make people realize, I really like this watered down core experience. Now I want the full experience. Let me go and get a console and I'm going to get it.
Sure. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely see where you're coming from, and that I think that's how that's going to work out. I think you're gonna see more from the BioShock or franchise coming out, hopefully. Mm-hmm. If you talk about video games as an art form, which we have touched on a few times, and I think about a game like BioShock, and it's dated now, but if you think about when you played it and how good it was and how much you enjoyed it and how, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. You're really just, unless you can do it well and make the game fun to play, which I don't see how you can do. I guess this is better, as a question. Are you tainting it? Are you tainting BioShock at all? Or can you just separate that?
For the core audience, yes. For people like us who have played the original BioShock, enjoyed it, and got that core experience, Yes.
They're turning their backs on us.
It's not worth it to buy that mobile game because we know a better experience with
Yeah.
Bioshock,
They-
and that's
they
what
know-
we're going to play.
they-
But somebody who's never played Bioshock before, has never even played like a deep first-person shooter before, I think that's a big deal.
I still question how that can come across because remember when I was looking at the Final Fantasies I can get on my phone and stuff, and these are even like the old like 4, 5, and 6 on your phone. I read like the reviews on it, and they said since the game, even a pixelated game like an old Final Fantasy, what it is when you download it, it only loads part of the game. And then it has to stream it and load it as you play. And they said that it flickered so bad trying to do it that way that it, like a game like Final Fantasy VI, has like 2 and 3 star reviews
Jeez.
in the App Store and stuff like that.
I remember you.
So I wonder how could they do Bioshock with all those little
That's a really good
all
point.
those little snippets and stuff where you have to walk around and get snippets of the story. It's like how are they going to load that when it's hard for them to even do a game like Final Fantasy and make it play smoothly enough that you can play it even on a phone.
Yeah. I mean,
Which is why they need to bring it to Vita.
Yes, yeah. Why
Yes.
not? That makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Yes. Damn it, I'm so upset about the Vita.
And that's my only worry about games like that because somebody who is like, oh, I've heard so much about these old Final Fantasy games, let's play it. And if your first experience is on a phone and it flickers like that to the point where, because what was it about the save data too? Like they would lose their save data.
That was when you were
because
reading.
of the
Oh,
flicker.
wow. That's unforgivable.
Oh,
on an
that
RPG.
was-
We're also talking about different methods, though. See, the Final Fantasy game could be designed that way, and then they could say, okay, well, we need to download and have it stream, and then it has this flicker thing. But that's a design flaw. It does, and it's also a different publisher. It's a different developer. We don't know how the Bioshock will be.
Well, that's just an example of a major game coming through a phone. Because again, like how much data will that use up on your phone if you're trying to do something? I just don't know how they can stream that.
Well,
such a
through
massive
Wi-Fi, it would be
story
free.
like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, that's what I do. Like for
It would be
podcasts, I
best.
have it set to only when I'm in a Wi-Fi area. You download it, and then I just play, whatever podcast locally, and I don't have a problem. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to be great. I know that it's going to be watered down. It might even be horrible, but I just don't see a disadvantage to it because if you don't like Bioshock on your cell phone, and you're on the entry level, then you just don't like the game. And you say, all right, this game sucks, and then you go and you download something else that you would normally download anyway.
I guess.
But if you like it,
I just don't really see the necessity to it. Okay, like Brian said, Bioshock on the Vita, that would make a lot of sense, and I think that it would sell a lot of copies.
yeah.
But Bioshock on a tablet, on a phone,
Considering the
especially
install base,
especially when talking about people who are not core gamers who in terms of saying that you're trying to draw in people to the Bioshock franchise. People who aren't core gamers, I mean, that is not a casual game. I just have a hard time believing it's going to sell very well, regardless of how it plays.
do you say Coke or do you say Cola?
Coke.
So this is really the whole thing, which is like the advertising concept. If you don't know anything about video games, you still might know the name Bioshock.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And so I feel like if you go into the stores and you want to download something, the game that's going to stick out of all that shovelware, all of those little app games, Bioshock is going to stick out because Bioshock is everywhere. I feel like that in itself, the purpose would be that it would make the sales. I think for 2K. Like I said, I'm not I'm not going to play Bioshock on my cell phone.
Yeah.
Ever. I'm not even going to download it. I know better. But people who don't, they see a Bioshock name, that is now a name that is way above any other on that list. And I'm pretty sure if we go into our cell phones now, we look at the store, we'll probably see like the Mass Effect Infiltrator and the Final Fantasies and all that. No matter how bad they are, they're probably downloading way more than the ones you've never heard of before, just because people on the entry level don't know any better. But marketing will tell you which soda to buy. So nobody calls it cola anymore. It's either a Pepsi or it's a Coke.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of will stand true
I
in
still
the
say
app market.
soda all the time.
Really?
Even though I work
Well,
for
fine.
Coke,
Prove me wrong, Allison.
Pepsi
Fine.
all the time.
Well, another thing to it
I still say
is
soda aisle, even though everybody in Walmart says Coke aisle.
the people who play.
Pop? You want a pop?
You want some pop?
And I never learned my lesson either, because if I go to a drive-through which I shouldn't be doing anymore. If I go through a drive-through and I say, yeah, let me get a Coke, they always go, is Pepsi okay? Well,
is Monopoly money okay?
yeah. And then the funny thing is I say to myself, well, yeah, it's Coke.
That is funny.
On the flip side, we have another game that I think should be going to Vita, but instead goes to mobile. Valiant Hearts: The Great War. What the fuck, man?
I think a game like that
Oh
could work on it, though. I mean, a game like that can be. It's obviously
I think that
not
will
a
work,
casual gaming type of thing, but the people who play games on their phones, they do it. They do it on break. While they're eating their lunch or something like that, and they're looking for these quick, casual, not engrossing experiences. I think Valiant Hearts will work out pretty well.
Yeah, and I think it'll go. I think it'll go.
Is
I'm
that-
sorry,
is
Brian.
that-
Did you say that you played this game? Because I thought I heard you say that you really liked it.
Oh no, it's fantastic. I have it on my computer.
Is it Ubisoft?
It's wonderful.
Is it?
And it teaches you about history, and you don't realize it. So I love it to death.
Okay, well that's cool. Then I want to get it. What was the price tag? I want to say $14.99, but I don't want to misquote.
It was. Yeah.
$17.
No, it's 15. Yeah, it's 15.
So this is the thing that gets me, and this is why I was saying it was the reverse, even though people probably don't understand what I mean by that. But I'm going to explain it now. Is that I feel like Valiant Hearts, if you look at it art-wise, as far as the artwork and how it's designed, it almost already seems like it should be a mobile game. And I almost feel kind of, I don't know if I'm just being an idiot, but I feel kind of duped that it's selling for $14.99 on home-based consoles first, and then after that initial wave of people that buy it immediately because they hear about it and they hear that it's great, now it comes out on mobile. And so now it's like, okay, now we'll release it to the mobile market without the console players realizing they bought a mobile game.
Yeah. I guess it really
Well, it
just
doesn't feel like a mobile game when you're playing it, though.
It doesn't.
It's not overly complicated as far as the control scheme, but I mean, it's an UbiArt game like Child of Light was.
Okay.
And so, but it's very much designed for, to create an experience. And the music, and see, that's the thing that, unless you're wearing headphones, is not going to translate well to the mobile platform, because the music plays as much into the emotions of the characters and that are being evoked. Like you're reading these letters in between, and you're getting this story and all of these characters and how they're intertwined, and it works on your feels, man. They say nowadays. And the music is as big a part of that as anything else. So I worry about on the mobile platform that's not going to come across unless you're wearing headphones, and you can really allow that to play into it.
This is really interesting too. That's why I was asking if it was Ubisoft. I was pretty sure it was. The fact that it's not coming to Vita and it is going to iOS or whatever, Android, whatever.
Yeah.
How much do you guys think Child of Light not selling well on Vita had to do with that?
Did Child of Light not sell well? I didn't even look.
I don't believe it did.
I don't think anything could really sell well on Vita.
Well, yeah, but I think you have to look at that, and it's unfortunate, but it's a business. If you're not making money, they're not going to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, JRPGs are selling like hotcakes apparently because they keep coming out every freaking week.
Well, JRPGs are going to do well because Vita is, from what I understand, far more successful in Japan than it is here.
Well, but they keep releasing them over here, so it's something.
Yeah, but we can't complain about that, right? Because we all shocked Square Enix when we enjoyed Bravely Default in the West. So, hey, I have another thing here that I found very interesting from Gamescom. Actually, I'm not even sure if it came from Gamescom where this announcement was made. No, I'm sorry. It was a Hideo Kojima interview which occurred at Gamescom on the Twitch channel. Metal Gear Solid 5, both Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain were announced as coming to PC. Has there, besides Metal Gear Rising, which I believe is on PC, has there ever been a Metal Gear Solid on PC?
I don't know. Are you asking him?
I don't. No.
I don't
Have you ever
honestly
seen a
know.
Metal Gear
I
Solid?
honestly don't even know if I've ever seen it on Steam or anything.
Yeah. I mean, when I looked on Steam once, I looked for like Metal Gear games because I got into modding, and I was like, "Oh, if I ever mod a game, it's gonna be Metal Gear."
Uh-oh.
And I think I saw Metal Gear Solid Rising.
Rising was cross-platform. It was on 360. It was
Yeah.
on everything.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was on. I mean, I think it was on PC, but the rest of them, all the rest of them, I don't think
I've ever seen
were.
it.
So I think that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
The
Noteworthy.
original Metal Gear Solid may have been, but beyond that, I don't think there has been any.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of a big deal.
Yep.
How does now there is? I was trying to clarify this online in a couple of forums, and I really couldn't get clarification because forums are not a very good source of information when it comes to gaming fans because we're all kind of drama queens. So
No, we're not.
yeah. So modifying a game. I am of the impression, because I'm looking at some mods for other games, that not every game can be modded. In fact, it seems like some games have to be kind of made to be allowed to have mods. Or set up in a certain way to have mods. Is that true?
Yeah.
So just because this is one of the topics that I stumbled upon when I went through forums today, was that the immediate impression was that, oh my god, Metal Gear Solid 5, both of them are coming to PC. We're going to be able to mod these games and be able to make tons of stuff for it.
Not so fast.
So that's not necessarily true. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right.
Right.
Okay. And do we know anything about?
Well, knowing Kojima, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think
he'd
he would
want
do that,
Anybody
no.
altering anything?
Yeah.
No.
Kojima Productions ain't down with that.
No. Don't touch my game.
Don't touch my bikini bitches.
Start talking about. Never mind.
Yeah. Hey. Actually, does anybody here? I saw the topic, but we got so engrossed in the whole Silent Hills video that we were watching that we didn't see Until Dawn. Now, I understand that I don't remember the game being revealed in 2012, but I have seen in the media that the game was originally revealed for 2012 on the PS3, then disappeared from the radar, and now has come back and was announced for the PlayStation 4, or re-revealed for the PlayStation 4, as some media outlets put it. Did anybody see any footage of this when it was
no.
revealed in 2012, or
No.
anybody familiar with this game?
I know a little bit about it. Apparently, it's kind of from what we're seeing now. It's less campy.
Less campy?
Campy.
What was campy about it before? You just camped? It was just camped. You just camped until dawn, and then the game was over.
It was very much like a stereotypical campy little teen horror movie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay, I get it now.
So less
Okay.
campy.
All right, so like Friday the 13th, campy.
Precisely.
Okay.
Like Night Trap can't be.
Okay. What? Night Trap? Night Trap was in a house. Or like Nightmare on Elm Street Dreamy?
Like,
would we classify Nightmare on Elm Street as dreamy then? Because that would be weird.
They're remaking Night Trap. Did you hear that?
Yes,
Oh, no.
I did. My wife is excited for that
I'm
one.
not sure what Night Trap is.
I don't know why she liked Night Trap. I had it on Sega CD, and I was not. I mean, I was excited to see girls in lingerie, but that went away after about like 15 minutes, and then you think about what happened in that 15 minutes. And then,
Wait.
What went away?
Amir, was it really 15 minutes?
what?
It wasn't really 15 minutes, was it? No, it wasn't.
Oh no.
All right.
No. Well, I mean, 15 minutes in total. We're talking games here, so you go by game time. So,
Right.
so 15 minutes total, if you were running the game clock.
Right.
Yeah, you can pause.
Yeah, exactly. You could pause.
Yeah. Adjust your settings.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry.
Oh man. I mean, is there anything else that happened at Gamescom? I mean, we saw the
Probably.
Xbox One bundle.
Hell, we're not even sure if it's over with. I think.
Yeah.
I think it is too.
Yeah, totally.
Meow.
Yeah. Where is he? What is the cat meowing now? Oh.
By the door.
So we let the cat out. The cat's meowing like crazy because we started letting the cat out into the backyard, and so now every time my wife leaves the house and she doesn't close the door, and he gets a view of the outside, he just meows. So I'm assuming that the actual word that would be coming out of his mouth would be like, "Free me," and it just comes out as meow. You know.
I guess you could say you let the cat out of the bag. No. Hey, thank you.
You know, that mock laugh comes out way better on the phone.
It really does. That was nice.
That was good. I thought my phone was exploding. It was really cool.
I am.
Yeah. Oh. Are you playing Night Trap? So, yeah. I guess. I mean, that's. We went through the entire list. I checked off almost everything except for. You're a big fan of Beyond Good and Evil.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not saying that I wouldn't be a fan, but I've never played Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, goodness gracious, do it.
And the makers have revealed a game called Wild, which looked wild,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word. Tell me, for those who haven't played Beyond Good and Evil, tell me more about Wild from that quick trailer that you saw. Did you see the trailer?
I did not, so
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't, from what you described,
Give me a
wild to me.
moment. Let me stop this cat from meowing.
That's the cat's meow.
Meow.
I'm bringing that phrase back. Whoa.
Sorry. Okay.
And we're back.
Hopefully we won't have to do it in memory of. Oh, that was bad.
Oh, no. I didn't say that.
So, yeah. Tell me more about Beyond Good and Evil, because maybe we could tie it with the trailer. You guys saw the trailer with me, right? That little bit where they showed the grass field. So the thing that they were saying about Wild, it was the creator of Beyond Good and Evil made it, and they said that you could play as any creature, and then you see like it looked like a warrior walking on a hill, and then but you see like an animal. I think it was a wolf. I don't
There
know.
was a wolf, and there was a couple other creatures. There was sheep all over the place. I think it also, the other thing I noticed was they were talking about how much more of an open world it is in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Beyond Good and Evil was an open world game?
Yeah,
you play
it kind of had that feel a little bit. It was, around that time in gaming, you didn't have as much of what we would think of as open world in the way that you see it in video games today.
That was PS2.
Yeah.
More of a Zelda type open world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Great description. Okay. That gives me a good idea.
But, you do feel like you've got freedom to kind of sort of take things at your own pace, but storyline, the way that progresses, is pretty linear. In terms of how I would describe the game, it was sort of like a mashup of like a platformer. I mean, almost, I don't know, it's really kind of hard to explain why it was so good. I mean, everything just controlled really well. The characters really were probably the biggest thing for me. You played as this girl named Jade. You had a really good friend who was a pig named Paige.
Fat pig.
Yeah, he was a fat pig. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
No, it was just really good. I mean, I haven't played it in a really long time, but
Do you think it would hold up
yeah,
today?
yeah.
Do you think it would age well if we played it today?
It would age well enough for you to. I mean, maybe you don't go through it and beat the whole game, but you'd be able to check it out, get a feel for it, and see, whether or not you like it.
Didn't they do an HD, like
Yes,
up-res?
yes.
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, yeah.
When was it? So there's a PS3 version, like a remaster. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
There is.
Yes, question mark?
It's just Beyond Good and Evil HD. I think there was PS3. It was on PC anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. I have one of those. I can do that.
All right.
No, I do. Seriously.
Oh, man.
Seriously,
It's
guys.
a good one.
I got
Yeah.
it. I have
That's a good
PC
game.
now. I'm so excited.
It's got a shiny new graphics card in
Yes, it does.
it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
GTX 770, baby.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes. Costs as much as a PS4.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome.
It better be good.
It better be freaking good. Yeah, I could finally run my Skyrim properly.
Ultra high def.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things
You
going
still
on
have
in my
purple
life that make me
dildos?
need to change my underwear. Apparently, that was one of them. Yeah.
You must go through a lot of laundry.
I do. I do, man.
And you still haven't downloaded PT yet.
No, I didn't. Actually, I did download it. I haven't gotten a chance to play it. And since our show is running longer and later because of Gamescom, I'm probably not going to get to play it tonight.
Yeah.
But the weekend is coming. So.
And so is winter.
Winter.
So is winter.
I couldn't help that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a lot
And it's going to
hotter
be a
now.
hell of
That's
a
fine.
winter. There's still way too many damn games.
What?
I don't know.
How are
what
we
you're
going to
saying.
play all these damn games this winter?
Well, I don't know. I really don't. But this October is insane. I'm actually kind of happy that some games have gotten delayed, like Evolve.
Yeah.
Because now at least like there's now a little bit more money to get.
I'm really excited for Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played Dragon Ages before?
Played the first one.
Okay.
Didn't play the second one, and from what I hear, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good thing. That's one of the very, very few
Well, no,
games.
I think I played a demo of it.
I think I
or
could
something
count
like
in one hand the games that I've played in under an hour, and then said, "Oh no, I'm taking this back." and I think out of those very few games, I think that was the fastest.
that. Wow.
Yeah, where I just played it, and it was the first fight sequence, and I died. And when I died, I was so frustrated that I died once. I had the fight, I died once, and I was like, "Oh no!" I put that game right back in the disc and went to GameStop.
Wow.
And that sucks because I loved Dragon Age, and in fact, it was one of those like after you beat the first game, you could transfer your save to the second one, and it would remember what you did in the first.
It's
kind of.
BioWare, right?
Yeah. But not to the depth of Mass Effect. It was just like how it ended, and
Yeah.
the first one would affect the era in the second one. And so I was so excited that I replayed Dragon Age that ended the way I wanted it to end in preparation for Dragon Age 2. So I was so stoked, and yeah, that one confrontation, first one in the game, and I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I'm having I'm excited about it, but I feel like the world doesn't want me to care, and they just want me to get excited about The Witcher 3.
I'll tell you, yeah. Because I
And
saw that
they're
today.
getting
They had
compared
the
a lot,
extended gameplay.
and I don't know. I'll check them both out.
There's a gameplay video going on that was uploaded today, I think, and it was just my friend never had an Xbox. One of my best friends never had an Xbox, never played a PC game, so naturally never played Witcher.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about it except for hearing from me. Witcher 2 is awesome, and that's all he heard. I didn't even get really into it because I've never beaten Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't even talk to him. I just gave him a link. I gave him a link to the gameplay video, and then he just immediately sent back. He was like, "Okay, excited."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely a pre-order. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything. Gamescom.
We did it.
Yeah. All right.
Good
Let's
job.
Let's go around the table, and at one point we'll stop into the phone and we'll ask the final question. Gamescom. Most impressive thing that came out of Gamescom for you?
For me, it is Geometry Wars, but I think one of the most technically impressive things is share play / play share.
Yeah.
Depending on what
Depending
country
on
you're
the
from.
region.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that's really cool. Like even from what you said, you've been wanting to play NAC a lot.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I can do that from home. That sounds great, and I can think of a lot of other times where that would be really useful.
Brian, how about you? Out of Gamescom, what are you most excited about?
Amazing, most incredible, most awesome thing.
Yep.
How Nintendo didn't show the frack up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yep.
You say Nintendo?
That's it.
Nintendo.
She did.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Nintendo.
Nintendo. No, but seriously, what was the most exciting thing out of Gamescom 2014 for you, Brian? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I was really skeptical of the share play thing, but yeah, I really think that's the most interesting. Well, also in another, where's the Vita stuff? Where is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Vita?
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
I think that's.
And the Kinect stuff.
It's like every big event is just like, hey, PlayStation 4, Sony, where's Vita? Oh, it's coming. There's more Vita stuff coming. Trust us. we nudge, and nothing ever happened, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian works really well as a phone voice.
That's what I'm here for, in this phone.
Yeah.
This sleek metal body, look at me. Look at me.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
Allison?
Probably also the share play stuff.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I was just thinking Little Big Planet with share play.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Oh, winner.
Yeah, Little Big Planet.
Winner. I didn't even think about
Ring
that.
a ding 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 ding.
Yeah, when I was queuing up one of your News and 2 things, it popped up with the Little Big Planet 3 trailer on YouTube before I watched it.
Ah.
New characters. You don't have the Sackboy. They got different characters.
Yeah.
Should be good times.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder how that would work. Like, because you could play Little Big Planet online. So.
But the co-op part.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, the snapping keeps my cat quiet for a few seconds, so that's why you keep hearing the snapping. Jason, Gamescom 2014, most exciting thing?
To be honest, my absolute favorite thing would probably be the announcement of Silent Hills. Not necessarily because of the game, which the game is awesome, and just the environment of just watching that trailer captures it. Good to actually see a good horror game coming back.
Yeah.
What makes me excited about is the point in fact that it's Hideo Kojima and Guillermo. Knowing that he's a part of it, and he's more of an actual film director and something of that sort, and that's what I like to know, because with how much of a visionary he is in theater,
It's gonna
just
be
makes
scary.
me extremely
It's
happy.
scary.
Because especially like the last movie he was really trying to get done was a Lovecraft story of In the Mountains of Madness, and of course Lovecraft is extremely hard to translate into film. But if he can at least bring some of that to Silent Hill, which of course Silent Hill being it is as creepy as hell as it is, I think it's going to be the game itself is going to be awesome. But knowing that he's a part of it means that maybe there's some future endeavors that he'll be a part of.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
he's always talking
Or
about
other
like, in
directors
games
that
Yes.
might get inspired by this.
Yes.
I am also, that was actually going to be my answer too. PT excited me also for several reasons, many of which you named. First of all, the big reason is the big thing that excited me about it is how original the reveal for Silent Hills was. I totally love the idea of a playable teaser, but really it's more of a playable reveal. It's like you're playing a game, and when you beat it, your reward is finding out what it is.
Yeah.
The other thing about PT is, even though it looked like it was high graphical fidelity, Hideo Kojima had mentioned in one of his interviews that the game will not look like that. It will look far better, and the reason that it looked that way is because they wanted to maintain the ruse that it was an independent developer.
Yeah.
And they wanted it to seem like an independent game, but the actual final product would look way better than that.
Which is already
looking great.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it goes back to the Hideo Kojima that we knew and loved from before, that had very original ideas and great marketing. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember Metal Gear Solid 2. When that demo was revealed at E3, the word that came out of E3 was E3 shut down. Like, everybody from every booth, including the people running their booths, were going to Konami's booth to see the demo and take notes. And it was like, wow, that's a lot of impact. And I feel like he came back with that, and he did another one of those like power 1-2 punches. Guillermo del Toro, and not a superstar actor, but an actor everybody knows really well.
Oh, yeah.
Norman Reedus from Walking Dead. I think he's blurring, and it's what Hideo Kojima always wanted, blurring that line between Hollywood and gaming.
Yeah.
And I think it really gives that push. We knew a long time ago that Hideo Kojima was told to work on Silent Hills. to work on a new Silent Hill game. I mean, we knew that. And that was in the news. But we didn't know that it would be this soon. We didn't know that it would be that kind of, and I'm calling it a cast, but really it's like a lineup. Del Toro and Kojima working together is just holy shit. And having a star, and Hideo Kojima is kind of, I feel like, helping blur that line too, because we have Kiefer Sutherland now playing Solid Snake. We have Norman Reedus being the protagonist in Silent Hills. I think Hideo Kojima, once again, like he did with the original Metal Gear Solid, I think he's kind of pushing gaming in a direction. And I think if Silent Hills goes well, and I have no reason to doubt it will go well, if it really goes well, I think, once again, besides this 10 million unit thing making history, I think we're going to look back on this day just like we look back at the first Metal Gear Solid and say, this is where shit changed. And I think we really should all look at what's going on right now and just say, like, this is happening right now. This is awesome, and we should definitely, I think we should all recognize that this stuff is going on, and I think PT did that. And that, to me, was the most exciting thing for Gamescom.
Good stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just as exciting to me was Gamescom in itself. I feel like it's starting to make a name for itself. You know, we did a roundtable a while ago. I don't know. I think it was our first one on this channel where we talked about whether the games industry still needs an E3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Was that the first one?
I think it was the very first.
And you know, at that time we kind of like shifted that discussion into yes, screw these shows where they do these press conferences. What's really important is give credit to the people at the end and give them like an award show. That's how we can move forward. But now we're kind of seeing that, and we talked a little bit about this in this roundtable, where it's not only E3. There's a lot more content coming, and so because of that, we're having our E3s, our Gamescoms are getting better. PAX has gotten way better, PAX Prime, and now we heard that Tokyo Game Show is going to reveal even more new games.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like we're having these events quarterly instead of annually, and they're all big.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. Yeah, and I'm super. I think it's an awesome. I know it sounds so cliche, but I don't personally say it. But this is a hell of a time to be a gamer.
It is.
It's awesome.
It is.
It's totally awesome. But yeah.
It's a hell of a time to have a PS4.
Oh yeah. What was that, Brian?
Brian.
You just personally said it.
Yeah, I did. That's it. I'm part of that. Yep. I'm part of that group.
Now you're in.
That's it. That's it. I'm throwing out cliches. As Samuel L. Jackson would say, motherfucker. That's right.
Wait, Samuel L. Jackson or Samuel Connery?
Was it Samuel L. Connery or Sean L. Jackson?
John Jackson?
Sean L. Jackson. Nobody has any clue what we're talking about because that Let's Play hasn't been uploaded yet. Sean L. Jackson. Motherfucker.
Sean L.
Yeah. And on that note.
Yeah. And on that note, guys, thanks for joining us. As always, remember the conversation doesn't end with us. It only begins with us. We would love for you to add to the discussion in the comment space below, which would be like down there.
Down there. Where the Hellblade comes from.
Yeah. We'd love to hear with you. If we get comments from you, we'd love to engage with you. And even if you have nothing to add to this topic, or if you do, suggest other topics. We'll have a roundtable based on your suggestions if there's something you'd like to see us talk about. We'd like to welcome Jason to the roundtable crew. And thanks for joining us. And that's about it.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye. Don't forget about me.
Don't forget to bring a towel.